from Studio A at 1 Biloxi Square in Lake Worth, Texas. Welcome in, everybody, to the Grandpa and Pappy Show. It is good to have you along with us as we make another day here on the show.
Indeed.
And
Yep.
everything going well with you, Pappy?
Everything's okay.
Well, that's
I'm
good.
getting a new air conditioner today, so life will be good.
Yeah. Well, at least you caught a little break with breaking the weather temperatures lately.
Wind has rolled out.
That's a good thing today.
Yeah.
Life goes on in the big city, as they say, and different things continue to happen in our great country.
Oh, Lord.
So, sometimes you just got to shake your
Are
head.
you getting ready to preach again?
Well, I'm going to preach here in just a minute.
We got a lot to preach about today.
Yeah, we do that.
Oh, yeah.
Our topic today, Pappy, is a little bit controversial as far as people are concerned because they look at it in several different ways, but I will say this, there was some interesting conversation brought on, and before we attack this, I want to address a email, or should I say a comment, on one of our questions about today from Eddie. I won't give his last name, but he is a friend of ours, and he is almost full-blooded, and forgive me, Eddie, if I misquote this. I think he's just about full-blood Native American. And when we were talking about, he was reading some of the comments that you guys have sent in, he kind of took the defensive, I would say, about Native Americans and all the plight they've been through over history.
Touchy subject, yeah.
And I just happen to agree with him on a lot of it because I have Choctaw Indian in me.
Yeah.
And, I can understand where he was coming from.
Oh, yeah.
Now, we understand, Pappy and I both do, and we've talked about it a million times on the show, that we appreciate all comments, good or bad, good or indifferent.
Whether we agree or not.
Yeah. And I'm not directing this at Eddie. I'm directing it at some other folks who have used some rather vulgar language
You know who you
in
are.
the comments. Yeah. And we ask you not to do that. We value your opinion, but keep the language, civil.
Well, and it's as simple as the administrative rules to our podcast page. If we welcome all your opinions, and some things we let kind of skate by. But if you can't open your mouth and voice your opinion without insulting somebody else's opinion, the only way I know how to say it is, you're gone. So,
Well,
just that simple.
This program, as we've told you many times, is based on your opinions and your comments on different things.
Yeah.
And we want to keep it civil.
Absolutely.
We, even if we disagree with your opinions, we're going to read them because your opinion needs to be heard. And that's what the show is all about.
And we will interject our own.
Yeah, we will.
When we feel the need to. So.
Today, we're going to be talking about that subject that's a little bit controversial, I should say, and that is White History or Confederate History Months.
Why not?
And we got a variety of comments on this, which Pappy and I will be going over with you here in just a second, but you got to realize that everybody's opinion is not the same, so please keep that in mind as we read these comments.
Well, and personally, I feel that if you're going to have a history month based on race, creed, or whatever, everybody should have one. American Indians, just like Eddie had said.
Yeah.
White history, black history, Hispanic or Mexican American history, whatever you want to label it. I think that's fair.
Oh, I do too.
I think it's fair.
Without further ado, let's get to some of the comments. Today's topic again is White History or Confederate History Month.
Yep.
Darlita McCauley Holland agrees that white people should have a history too.
I agree.
A history month.
Wholeheartedly, I agree. Cindy Gaylor Roberts Thomas said she sees nothing racist against having our own month to celebrate.
Jimmy Spink said, you know, it would be seen as racist if you did.
Yeah.
Anything having to do with white folks is racist these days. And he's got a point.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah.
Jerry Williamson said he does not see a problem with it, but prepare for the pushback.
Yeah, I could see that.
Yeah.
I could really see that.
Said Honky's going crazy.
Ginger Lynch said Academy Award-winning actor Morgan Freeman said that having a Black History Month was ridiculous and that the best way to end racism today is just to stop talking about it. She says she agrees with him. We just need to teach history like it happened without bias.
You know, I love Morgan Freeman.
Yeah.
That guy, that's a sharp cookie right there.
He's a very intelligent
very,
fella.
very wise man. Alex Rios said that it is kind of like asking for able-bodied parking spaces. That's think about that. That's pretty profound.
It is, isn't it?
Well said, Alex. Thanks for saying
Alex,
that.
way to go, brother. Jennifer Hoopengarner Thomas says now that they are changing the logo and image of Aunt Jemima because it's racist, can we make them stop calling saltines crackers? Since it may offend some of us white folks, this stuff is just way out of control. Snowflakes need to just shut up and go home.
Well, saltine Caucasian just don't sound right, you know. Just like I saw a post the other day, they're changing the name of Cracker Jacks to Caucasian Jacks. So that don't sound right either. I mean, personally, I've never eaten them, but I can see your point.
You really have never had Cracker Jacks?
I've had them. I used to dump them out and get the little prize in the bottom of the box and
Who didn't?
let my sister have the Cracker Jacks. She wanted the prize.
I wanted the little ring and
That's
stuff
it.
to come in there.
That $100 ring made of plastic. Rudy Torres said every race deserves to have one.
Yeah, he's got a point there.
Yeah.
Bruce Walker said, by all means, we should have our own History Month. All right, Bruce.
Yeah. Up at Amarillo, old Bruce used to play football with that boy. Justin Agee said it's not racist to discuss your history because that can't be changed. The heritage is the part that is the problem. History is what happened. Heritage is a pattern that is taught and continued. It's a very fine line between heritage and history. There are times when they are intertwined so much that they just can't be separated. Let's be practical, although heritage is history that goes back as far as you want it to. And I pretty much agree with that.
Yeah, I'll go along with that.
Yeah.
I'll go along with that. Tiffany Chestnut said she is proud of her Southern heritage and is not a racist. She says what she doesn't understand is if they want to be treated the same, why the Black History Month? Why Black Miss America pageant? Is the Miss America pageant not enough? It just seems they keep separating themselves.
That's a good point, too. It really is.
It could be looked at
Yeah.
like that. It sure
Yeah,
could.
and Tiffany may be a lot of things, but racist she is not.
She is not.
A long way from there. Johnny Northcutt says some people will holler racist no matter what you say. Racism comes in all colors, and that's a fact. When we all stop and realize we're all made by the same God, that we're all made by the same God. I'm sorry. Until then, nothing will change.
That's true. I'm going to go off script here just a little bit. We got a late comment from our subscriber, Bob Baker.
Yeah.
And it made a lot of sense if I can read this right quick, Pappy.
Bob's a pretty wise fellow.
He says, I've been giving the question a lot of thought. Why not have an ethnic history month every month to show the accomplishments of each ethnic group that came to America seeking freedom and opportunities? Black history is not just slavery. Many free blacks came to America and realized their dreams. We could have Latino month and break it down into subgroups each week. Oriental month, European Month, Native American History Month. We have a history that is distorted. Well, where to go? Come here. That is distorted and misrepresented, but everyone is not a victim and everyone is not a success story. When we stop offending and being offended, we can start moving forward again. Bob, very good.
Well said, Bob.
Very well
He sets
said.
out on that fishing pier and thinks a lot, that boy.
Let's see, where were we at? Belinda Corningsworth said perhaps African Americans should take a lesson from the Jewish people. They were enslaved by Egypt for over 200 years too before they were freed. Now the Jewish people are thriving and not continuously holding Egypt responsible for everything that happens to them. Slavery was not a good thing, but it's over. We learned from it, and attitudes of today have changed drastically.
Yep.
Maybe the black man needs to let it go too and learn to get along with people of all races.
And that's applicable to all races.
That's very true, Pappy.
I mean, you can't single out one race and tell them, well, you need to let it go. I mean, we were talking about this earlier.
Yeah.
And everybody. I mean, I'm part double Indian and Scott Irish, and they got screwed too.
Yeah.
I'm not going to base.
Well, the Irish came over here as slaves.
Yeah. Oh
You
yeah.
know.
Yeah.
And they're thriving.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. They get to drink lots of beer. I like when that happens. But
Find me some Lucky Charms.
I mean, we have to get to the point where we have to let it go at some time. I mean,
yeah.
and move on, because as all of you know, things have progressed in such a manner that everybody's equal righted. I mean, why raise hell about what happened in the past? Respectfully, I bitch about things too that's going on in my family heritage, but
Right.
why?
Doesn't do any good. You can't go back and change it.
Just like Pop used to tell me, there is no history in the past. Be reverent to it, respect it, and move on.
Very, very sound words
and
right there.
That's easier said than done.
Mm-hmm.
It really is. I mean, as we know, look at all the notes we've got here on it. So.
Well, Pappy, I look at it this way. All these protests going on about racial injustice. Mm-hmm. Okay, I in some small form, I can understand this. I really do.
Me as well.
And I sympathize with you. But what you're doing is alienating so many people right now, wanting to tear down monuments. They even tore down Union General Ulysses S. Grant's statue up north, and he fought for him.
The bastards even defaced Stevie Ray Vaughan's.
I saw that. It's un-American and totally irresponsible.
Why?
Stop it. Stop this. If you want to get things done, let us hear your voice. We listen. But when you start all this defacing stuff and tearing down monuments and erasing history, you lose so many people that sympathized with you. These athletes that are going to refuse to play until racial injustice is done. Well, I got news for you. It's not just the black man that has racial injustice. It's one of every color.
That's true.
That has racial injustice.
And it's been that way forever.
Yeah.
As much as I love sports, it's not going to change my life one way or the other.
Nah.
If I don't.
And you know me, I'm a sports guy.
You're a sports freak, yeah.
Yeah. So
anyway, and that's and I know this may stir some stink up with a select few of my friends and family, but not my opinion, but my option is to let it go and move on. And I'm very reverent of it. I won't forget it. The government's trying to X out history in the history books. They don't teach it in school anymore.
Nope.
You're a racist if you bring it up, unless you're of a certain color or creed, as you call it. But
it's just like Eddie said in his text. They don't teach anything about Native Americans, and they were the first ones here.
Oh, yeah.
You know?
Yeah, they got screwed big time.
Hardly any mention of Native American history in any history book in the United States.
You know, and we've discussed this too. Just
Yes,
like
we
I
have.
told Eddie, I remember in grade school, they had started removing the American Indian from the history books.
Yeah.
I mean, what the hell? It happened.
Well, let's see. Where we at, Pat?
Gina Power said, what is sad is that the large part of our history is the same as theirs.
And that's so true. That's
It's
just
very
exactly
true.
what you just
Yeah,
said.
I mean, of all races, creeds, color, whatever, I mean, everybody's been screwed in the past, you know? I mean,
That's true.
and you had mentioned the Jews earlier. Look what the hell they've gone through.
That's true.
You know, I mean, if nothing else, the Holocaust, you know?
That's true.
Yeah.
Debbie Armstrong Lowe said, I think it's time we rise to our history. They have Black History Month, Black TV, Black History, and Black pageants.
Yeah.
Why is it racist for the whites to have special recognition too? I don't think it's racist as much as equality.
Well said.
Okay.
Robert Perry said it upset him when Nancy Pelosi had 3 past Speakers of the House paintings removed because they were part of the Confederacy. Once again, it's a piece of history, right? What she doesn't realize is that these men worked for the betterment of the country after the conclusion of the Civil War and the states rejoined the Union. Maybe she should have her portrait removed because she is from liberal California, whose views are not the same as most people. Isn't that why there's a Civil War, or why there was a Civil War?
Good
That's part of the reason, yeah.
T.C. Allgood said, why air out our comments? No one listens to them anyway. If they do, they are considered a racist for listening. It seems only a few are demanding big changes, and the white man is jumping over barbed wire fences to make them happy. First, the Indian princess on Land of Lakes butter, then Aunt Jemima on syrup, and Uncle Ben off of rice. What will they do next? Just do away with anything white? The lady who posed as the model for Aunt Jemima, her family is raising all kinds of objections to have her removed. She is their heritage, and they're damn proud of it. Jesus, when will all of this end?
You know, and interesting, people turning a deaf ear to a problem is actually part of the problem we're having.
I couldn't agree more with that.
And the
Yeah.
reason they're doing this, TC, is because we allow them to get away with it. You know, if we came together as a nation, we could change this. You know, just a little dab of, you know, a handful of people's not going to do squat.
Let me throw this in there right quickly because we got a lot of comments to go. One thing the mainstream media is not showing you is all of the African Americans that are speaking out against those protesters
Right.
and against destroying businesses, including black businesses. So there are a lot of African Americans who are not in favor of what is going on right now, but you never see it on the media.
Oh, you see them booted off of Facebook every day.
Every day.
And that's just so not right. You know, in fact, President Trump supposedly has changed that. I hadn't seen a change in it. You know, he wants equal opportunity here.
That's
you know.
true.
Paula Myers said it sickens her when one of our historical statues is removed, as well as it does me, Paula. It is offensive to people of color. Can I complain about rap music being offensive to me and a lot of white people? If you keep it, quit talking about killing the white man, killing police officers, and so forth. If you took away all those lyrics, maybe they would have some real music. I'll just leave that right there.
I'm going to leave it right there, too.
I mean, I'm
but
not
Paula,
an
I respect what you said.
I'm not an avid fan of rap music myself.
I'm not either, but,
I
you know,
think
hey.
it's radical, and I agree with you to an extent.
Some great poets, though.
Well, yeah, if they just change a few of the lyrics in their poems,
No
you know,
kidding.
it makes some sense.
No kidding. J.B. Turley said, I've been a registered Democrat for 45 years, and I'm African American. I wish we had more men and women like the old days that had some grit and backbone to them.
Amen.
They would not have allowed all of the destruction, looting, and demolition of any monuments at all. Excuse me. It just breaks my old heart to see what these protesters are doing to my America, and there is nothing that I can do to make them stop except one thing. I can vote. When I see major players in my party do absolutely nothing to stop all of this crap going on, change the word there incidentally, it has convinced me that Democrats do not care about America and what it stands for. They have even let idiots be elected into government who only want to see America fall.
Yep.
Therefore, for the first time ever, I'm voting a straight Republican ticket in November and only hope that they can straighten it all out. Thanks for letting me blow off some steam, and I ask my brothers and sisters of color to vote the same way. The only people being discriminated against are those that want everything for free and don't want to work for it.
Wow.
That's heavy.
You know, JB, I'm a person of color, white's a color, and I will be voting right by your side come November, brother.
Jumping G's.
Well said.
Very well
said. Thank you so much for sending that in, man.
That's heavy stuff.
That is.
Now, that's coming from an African-American standpoint.
Yeah.
So I hope you listen to what Mr. Turley, was it Turley?
Yeah, J.B.
Turley. Yeah.
Actually, it's coming from that African-American standpoint.
Yeah.
You know? I mean, and there's Caucasians and Hispanics that stand on both sides of the fence as well. So
that's correct.
You know, we just won't give them kudos like we do JB. Al Davis wrote in to say he thinks that should happen. Having our own History Month, he said, let me know what I can do in support of this cause. Go to the poll. Yep.
Darlita Macaulay Holland said it's not going to happen. Instead of glorifying each other, let's glorify God. Hey, I'm with you.
Well,
I'm with you, darling.
I am too. That, you know, you're instilled by the big man upstairs to take action, appropriate action. So I'll leave that on the table.
There you go.
J.P. Kelly said he thinks all this is a bunch of crap. Why separate races with their own history months when we can continuously celebrate Americans' history, which is a good point, which includes great people and moments from all colors. The way to eliminate racism and hate is to recognize that we're all Americans, a reason to celebrate, then to recognize that we're all a free people living our lives in a great country, yet remembering and cherishing our individual heritages. Those are my thoughts for whatever good it does. Those are good thoughts, brother.
Not bad.
Good thoughts.
That's not bad at all. No. You know, we get some great comments. We really do. And very thoughtful comments, too.
Our viewers are.
And I appreciate the fact that 99% of you watched your language. There's only a few words that I changed.
Yeah.
But
so in other words, we watch your language too. So.
Yes, we do. But thank you very much. It's food for thought. You know, it really is food for thought, and it's what Americans are talking about. See, this is not what the media covers anymore, Pappy. They don't care what people think. No. They want you to think what they want you to think.
They are spoon feeding all their viewers exactly what they're paid to spoon feed them to.
Yeah. I
swallow,
agree. I couldn't agree more.
And I'm sick of it.
Yeah, it makes me sick in my stomach. Karen and I have a hard time watching news these days, and I do a lot of research. But
I don't watch mainstream media news anymore. I mean, OAN might be the one network that I would watch if I was going to follow, but the only reason I'm on Facebook because I get to stir a little crap up every once in a while, you know.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Create show topics.
Not Pappy. We had some interesting viewer comments that came in. Brad actually wrote a comment on YouTube concerning if he had $1 million. He said, I'd buy me a nice mobile home and a few acres, a couple of classic cars, some new toys. Maybe he would even open up a new bar.
By God, Bradley.
Let us know where it is.
Just move it away from the neighborhood.
We're looking for a good field office right now.
Old Pops will be there, but I ain't going to no Springtown Hazel, okay? Jamie Ward wrote in about our Father's Day program by simply saying she loved it.
Man,
Thank you, Jamie.
Absolutely.
We did too, and it was our pleasure and our honor to celebrate all the great dads out there.
Salute them.
You betcha.
Pepper Jameson said our show on stopping the riots in America yielded some interesting thoughts from our viewers, some good, some not. But she says it is good that we have a forum to talk about things that we face every day, and maybe one day someone in government will listen to what is really bugging Americans of all colors and maybe take a step to do something about it.
If only it were so, yeah. Yeah. I don't know.
And just like that,
everything changed.
Everything changed.
Everybody was the same color. Kelly Couch Gleason commented on her Father's Day show by saying she forgot to send in a picture of her dad for the show. Her dad, Benny, was a steel guitar player in a band, and her mom was the drummer. Those were the good times. I've seen that picture, Kelly.
Yeah.
I wished you'd have got that into us.
Yeah.
They look kind of like a reminiscence of the Carpenters.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Especially your mom.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's see here. Sean Robert Allgood says he always enjoys each of our podcasts. Sean, thank you very much. I appreciate that, sir.
Sean, West Coast boy.
Yeah.
I thought he was living up in Austin. He's a friend of my eldest son, and he's a good guy. I like Sean. He's a cool guy. Brad Mason of Austin wrote in to comment on a program that featured Texas Radio Hall of Famer Hoss Huggins. He says, I used to live in Tyler and listen to Hoss and Hardy all the time. I also remembered to listen to Grandpa when he was on KTYL Tyler. Thanks for the memories.
Well, thank you, Brad. Yeah. I appreciate the remembrance and the memories, and maybe we did something right for a change.
I love it. Yeah. I got fired for a gospel show. What do I know? I was the only.
Oh, that's hard to do.
That was pretty damn simple for me. Till I get Kurt goes, JT, GD, you're the only GD gospel broadcaster I've ever seen in my life.
That's funny.
By the way, I sold a radio station while you was in Nashville.
Yeah, there you go.
Later.
Have a nice day. If you have a comment or concern or a subject matter, which incidentally I did post to our Facebook page for all of our members, asking you to send in your ideas and suggestions for a topic for the show, because after all, it is your show.
Don't be scared.
This show is dedicated to your opinions and your comments.
That's right.
So we want to know what you're thinking.
Yeah.
We want to know what you would like all of our viewers to talk about. So let us hear from you. Go on our Facebook page and be sure to type in or put in there something you would like us to talk about and why.
Yeah, or you can send it simply to Grandpa and Pappy at gmail.com.
Yep, it's right up there.
Yeah, that place.
Or you can go to our web page, which is www.grandpanpappy.com. Let me give it to you one more time. www.grandpanpappy.com. Just that simple. And while you're there, make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel. Very easy. See that right there?
The big red button.
The big red button right there. Just push on it. They'll ask you for a private password that only you will know, and you'll be signed up and subscribed.
Or you can share it with me.
Yeah, I do appreciate the fact that we're getting some new subscribers, and y'all are making comments on YouTube, which I do appreciate. So very much.
Welcome aboard. Yeah, you can leave your comments, thumbs up, thumbs down, thumbs all around, whatever. Give us ideas, suggestions, topics. Leave
and Friday,
whether it's good or bad. I mean,
Friday's show, incidentally, is from a topic like today's show that someone sent in, and we got a ton.
That would be, should a person be allowed to burn the flag?
Mm-hmm.
I bet you we get a ton of them on that.
We have indeed.
Any kind of defacement or defacing of the flag should be a jailable offense.
Well, I have some information on that very thing after researching it, and you'll be surprised at what happened. You'll find out on Friday.
Yeah.
Because I will tell you on Friday exactly what it is.
And
But
if you're going to burn a flag or kneel on it, go to a country that don't give a damn.
That's correct.
Kneel on theirs and burn it and see how life is for you.
that is correct. It's been a lot of fun today, Pappy. Thank you very much.
Yeah. Thank all you guys for your participation in this show. Y'all are the greatest. We just can't say it enough. Y'all are the greatest listeners out there.
Oh,
we
without a doubt, Pappy. I agree with you 100%.
Yeah, they step up every time they're asked, and sometimes when they're not.
And sometimes when they're not.
And we like that.
Yeah.
We like that a lot.
And don't forget, too, folks, we read all comments, good or bad.
Mm-hmm.
We respect your opinion. We want to know what your opinion is and your comment on certain subjects.
Absolutely.
We will read them, but we do, again, reserve the right to add our own opinion in there if we agree or disagree.
It's like we live in America or something.
Well, yes, this is America.
By God.
Yeah. I don't remember where I live. God rest his soul, President
We'll get
President
you there,
Reagan.
We'll get you there.
Well, we hope you'll join us again on Friday. It's been a lot of fun today.
It's been a hoot. Yeah.
And thank you for listening to the Grandpa and Pappy Show.
Yep.
Until we see you on Friday, you want to say hug your children and let them know you love them. Stay safe. Thank you, and we love you.
Take care of one another, and we do indeed love you.
Goodbye.
See you.
Have a good one.